It's Halloween time at Disney parks, and usually many rare characters come out to play, but we never expected to see this many rare characters to appear at Disneyland's brand new Halloween event, Oogie Boogie Bash. There are so many rare characters to meet during this event. So let's take a look at 10 rare characters at Oogie Boogie Bash. Oogie Boogie, the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Well, what have we here? A magical place that's looking to get scared, with bats and ghouls and cars in disguise. I've cast quite a spell now. You won't believe your eyes.
The spell is cast. Halloween time is back with spectacular experiences in Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Parks.
Let's start with the star of the show, Mr. Oogie Boogie, the meanest guy around and one of our favorite villains. For a long time, Oogie had no presence at the Disney parks, but in recent years, Disney has started giving this awesome character an important role, especially during Halloween time. Back on October 13th, 2013, Disney World had a special event called Unleash the Villains. During this event, Oogie Boogie had a meet and greet where guests could meet this sack of worms for the first time ever. Then in 2014, this event came back, but this time it was called Villains Unleashed. That year, Oogie had his own show called the Oogie Boogie Freaky Funhouse Show that featured sword swallowing, crossbow tricks, and an acrobatic fire routine. Oogie came back in 2015 when the Hocus Pocus Villains Spelltacular opened. That same year, he was added to the Boo to You parade in the Villains A-Go-Go float. In 2016, Oogie met guests in Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort in Walt Disney World, and also had a meet and greet in the Villains Night Out event at Hong Kong Disneyland. He also appeared at the 2018 DVC Moonlight event at Magic Kingdom. This year, Oogie Boogie decided to throw his own Halloween party at California Adventure because he wasn't invited to Mickey's previous Halloween parties at Disneyland. So he cast a spell over the park and invited all his villain friends along. Oogie took over the animation building, hosting his own special treat trail. Here you get to see him and say hi, but sadly he's not available for a meet and greet. Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter is not a rare character at all. He appears all the time around Disneyland, but that can't be said about his live-action counterpart, Terrence Hightop, who appeared in the Tim Burton-directed Alice in Wonderland live-action movie. This character is pretty different from the classic Disney one, so he fits perfectly during Halloween time at Disney parks. He has only appeared twice before, and surprisingly, one of those times, the one and only Johnny Depp was playing him. That's right, in 2016, to promote Alice Through the Looking Glass, Disney installed what appeared to be digitized mirrors of Depp's face. Guests watched in amazement as he live-streamed on the billboards in character, both speaking and waving to gathering onlookers in real time from a nearby studio space. That same year at Hong Kong Disneyland, the Nightmare Experiment Maze opened during Halloween time. We've talked about the haunted mazes before in this video, if you want to check them out. In one of the scenes in this maze, guests entered an asylum within the Red Queen's castle in Underland. Here, the White Rabbit guided them to a padded cell where the Mad Hatter, banging the windows, stares at the guests. Inside the cell is a tea party, and various headless stuffed toys are seated in the chairs. One of the guests was randomly selected and allowed inside the padded cell. The guest was seated at the head of the table, and the Mad Hatter served them tea and tied a red scarf around their neck. Here's where it got weird. The Hatter started yelling that he could hear voices whispering to him, announcing that the voices say that the guest would look wonderful without a head. He picks up a knife and prepares to decapitate the guest. Thankfully, curtains close over the windows as the room turns an ominous red and alarm bells start ringing. We've been asked lots of time what happened to the guests after that, and we're happy to tell you that they were completely fine. They got out of the cell and joined the next group to continue the maze. As you can see, this character hasn't appeared a lot at Disney parks, so it's pretty cool that he came over for Oogie's party. He can be found in his own treat trail at the Hyperion Theater courtyard, but just as Oogie Boogie, you get to see him, but sadly he's not available for a meet and greet. Donald and Goofy, Kingdom Hearts.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
No, Sora, thankfully this is real. Donald and Goofy are back as meet and greet characters, wearing their Kingdom Hearts outfit. These characters are the rarest characters we've ever talked about, and we're so happy to say that you can have an opportunity to meet them at Oogie Boogie Bash. As we've said before, the first appearance they had was back in 2004. They came out to meet guests during the not-so-scary Halloween party at Walt Disney World. In this event, guests could meet Sora, who appeared with his usual red costume, and he had an amazing life-size Keyblade with him, and of course, Donald and Goofy. They both had their Kingdom Hearts costumes and weapons, Goofy having his Knight Shield and Donald his Mage Staff. This was the only time that Sora met guests, but Donald and Goofy did come back again. During Japan's 2013 D23, Donald and Goofy came out to present the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer to attendees. And then, in 2017, there was a cast member appreciation event in Orlando, where Donald and Goofy appeared again wearing their Kingdom Hearts costumes and saying thanks to the cast members for all they do. And after that, they flew all the way over to Disneyland, where they appeared during the 2018 DVC Moonlight Magic event. But now they're back. You can meet them in Grizzly Falls at the Friends from Kingdom Hearts area. If you really want to meet them, we recommend that you get in line right away, because this line is going to be very long, but so worth it. We hope that with this appearance, they stop being rare characters and we start seeing them in more events like this, along with King Mickey, of course. And who knows, maybe with the help of Square Enix, Sora could come back to Disney parks. Shaun Yu. Shaun Yu is one of the most terrifying Disney villains ever, and the same can be said about him as a walk-around character. He is big, scary, and pretty intimidating, but he's a rare character, so that makes us really want to meet him. He first appeared at the parks when Mulan was released. There was a Mulan-themed parade in Disneyland where he was featured on a parade float being blasted on a firework, referencing his demise. He appeared at the Disney's Wide World of Sports Martial Arts Festival and the Cinderella Surprise Celebration show at Walt Disney World, along with other villains. In 2013 and 2014, Shaun Yu was joined with other Disney villains for the Unleash the Villains nighttime stage event, hosted by Hades at Disney's Hollywood Studios. He's appeared in many parades, shows, and special events, like the Disney Villains Halloween party at Disneyland Paris. Now he can be found surrounded by his villainous friends near Grizzly River Run. Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb is one of the most loved Disney Channel cartoons of people of all ages. This creative duo of brothers have been present at Disney parks for a while, but recently they have become very rare to find. They made their debut at Disneyland in 2009 in the Christmas Parade. They came back in 2011, where they started doing regular meet and greets at California Adventure, in the Phineas and Ferb's Rock and Roll and Dance Party, and Disney Hollywood Studios. In the 2011 D23 Expo, they appeared to promote Phineas and Ferb the movie, Across the Second Dimension, and then again at the 2013 Expo with Thor, Iron Man, and Spider-Man to promote Phineas and Ferb Mission Marvel. They also showed up on Disney Cruise Line ships around 2012 to 2015 and appeared during the Move It, Shake It, Dance, and Play It street party in the Magic Kingdom. But in 2014, the Rock and Roll and Dance Party had its final performance, and their 2016 Hollywood Studios meet and greet was closed, and so nowadays they are hard to find. They had a special meet and greet at the Fan Days event at Disneyland Paris in 2018, and made a surprise appearance this past February in Main Street at Magic Kingdom, but that's it. We're happy to see them back for Oogie Boogie Bash, where you can find them in Pacific Wharf. Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable. Kim Possible holds a record for the highest rated show of all time. It also holds a record for being the second longest running Disney Channel original series, behind Phineas and Ferb. So it's no surprise that people love her. And Disney decided that she had to be at the parks, joined by Ron Stoppable. Kim and Ron were pretty common and used to be walk-around characters in Streets of America at Hollywood Studios, but they disappeared around 2009, and they both became very rare characters. They came back for the 2018 Moonlight event at Epcot, and also had another meet and greet at the D23 Saturday morning event at Walt Disney Studios. Now they're back. Kim and Ron were invited to Oogie Boogie's Bash, and you can find them at Pacific Wharf in the Friends from Disney Channel area. Prince John and the Sheriff of Nottingham. Prince John, that phony, good-for-nothing King of England, and his cruel tax collector Sheriff of Nottingham make regular appearances at the World Bazaar in Tokyo Disneyland, but at the US parks, they are pretty rare. They sometimes appear during Halloween time at Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and Disneyland Paris, but they become rarer with each passing year. In 2013, they took part in Long Lost Friends Week at Magic Kingdom. That same year, they were featured alongside other Disney villains in Unleash the Villains and returned for the event the following year. They have also been meeting guests at other special events like the 2017 Winter AP Days at Disneyland, or the Disneyland Paris Annual Pass Holder Party this past September 17, where 100 characters were featured. And it looks like they packed their bags pretty quickly and flew over to California to attend Oogie's party, because they are now meeting guests near Grizzly River Run. Pinocchio and the Blue Fairy. Pinocchio is hardly a rare character at Disney parks. He meets nearly every day in Disneyland Paris, and you can find him occasionally in Epcot at the International Gateway or at American Adventure. He makes usual appearances in Fantasyland at Disneyland or at World Bazaar in Tokyo Disneyland. But the same can't be said about the Blue Fairy. She has done many appearances at parades. She used to appear in the Main Street Electrical Parade, but was later removed. She also appears in the Tokyo Disneyland Electrical Parade Dreamlights currently. She appeared at the 2003 Share a Dream Come True Parade at the Magic Kingdom, and at the Tokyo Disneyland Jubilation Parade, and at shows like the Disney Dreams An Enchanted Classic Stage Show that we can find on board the Disney Magic and the Disney Wonder Cruises. But as much as we can see her at parades and shows, she is very rare and difficult to find for a meet and greet. There have been a few times where she has graced us with her presence at the Disney parks. She appeared at Disneyland Paris in 2012, then at the Holiday Fantasy Christmas Party in 2014, and also had a surprise meet and greet at Disneyland in 2018. She hadn't been seen since, but she has reappeared. She can be seen meeting guests with Pinocchio at Carthay Circle. Don Karnage and Baloo, Tailspin. Chip and Dale are not the only Disney Afternoon characters that can be found at the Disney Afternoon area. Baloo and Don Karnage are also there meeting guests. These characters have appeared numerous times before at the parks, but have become very rare. Baloo appeared with Louie in Mickey's Magical TV World show at Walt Disney World. They also appeared at the Disney Afternoon live event at Disneyland, where Baloo had a special dressing room where guests could go and meet him. They also appeared at the Plain Crazy show at the Videopolis stage. During this event, Don Karnage could be seen as a walk-around character. And he still appears at parades and special events like Disneyland's 90s Night or, of course, Oogie Boogie Bash. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers was one of the best Disney Afternoon cartoons, and we're so happy to know that it's going to be one of the shows coming back in Disney+. But we would like to see them a little bit more around the parks. They have appeared at the parks before. The first meet in Mickey's Starland, where they also starred in Mickey's Magical TV World when it opened back in 1990. They also appeared during the Disney Afternoon live event at Disneyland and met with guests at the Disney Afternoon Avenue, along with Gadget, Monterey Jack, and even Fat Cat. And they also appeared in the Plain Crazy stage show. They've appeared at events like the Adventure Happens Here dance party at Hollywood Studios, the 90s Night at Disneyland, and the Fall Back to Fun annual pass holder party at Disney's California Adventure. It's awesome to be able to meet them in Oogie Boogie's Bash. They can be found at Grizzly Peak Airfield in the Now these are not the only characters that are attending Oogie Boogie Bash, but they are the rarest ones. There are many other characters that are usuals at the park. We can find Snow White and Dopey at Carthay Circle, Anna and Elsa at the Disney Animation Building, The Incredibles right outside the Incredicoaster, some Pixar pals near the Pixar Bandshell, Mickey and Minnie at Grizzly River Run, the residents from Cars Lands at the Cozy Cone Motel, and friends from Marvel at Mission Breakout. We can also find the usual Halloween time villains like Governor Ratcliffe and Frollo near Grizzly River Run, and Dr. Facilier, the Evil Queen, and Maleficent at their interactive treat trails. This event is amazing, and not only has these rare characters to meet, there are lots of amazing things to do. The interactive treat trails are beautifully done, and Villains Grove is gorgeous. And don't miss the frightfully fun parade with the Headless Horseman or the brand new Villainous World of Color show. You can also catch Mickey's Trick and Treat show at the Disney Theater, or the Descend Dance Party in the Hollywood Backlot, and don't forget to check out the exclusive event merchandise. Disney really knocked it out of the park with this event.